from being very aware of the scene that we were in and what we were doing, what we were talking about, being kind of completely taken somewhere else and away from that room full of people. It was a very hot room we were filming with loads and loads of people. And the morning shoot had been quite stressful, and suddenly it was like I was just somewhere else. It was really lovely.
Cool. Okay.
Magical, really, I suppose, now. Think about it.
Okay, alright, I want to try and, can we try and do that guess now?
Okay. With the lines, I don't think I can remember the lines. It was a long time ago, so I'm doing the lines.
I've got scripts for both.
Okay.
First of all, could we now fiction in Egypt? Can we switch these to Egypt?
English fiction.
And if you wear the costumes for this one,
Okay.
could you wear that? Could you wear that?
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Okay, great, looks for that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
so here are the scripts that you need.
And do we need to do it in the style that it was done in? Or
Yeah, well,
Sorry,
yes, can you kind of
what would you like us?
set the how those stages, that kind of thing?
Yeah. So the other way around, to start with.
I can leave it up if you
Ah?
I can leave it up if you want.
Yeah. Okay, so from what I remember, he was relatively calm with it, and very stoic, and very measured. He played it in a very measured way, very kind of grounded. You know what I mean? Whereas I was far more emotional and raw in this scene with him.
Okay.
Now, it's difficult for me to kind of work out whether that was because it was an emotionally wrought scene or whether it was the first time that I've been so close to him. It's hard to distinguish in my mind.
Okay.
So you can show. I definitely felt the thing that I strongly remember is really feeling like I wanted to be close to him and to hold him. And when he held me, it was amazing. So basically, yeah. And I haven't spoken to him about it, but I think that you felt the same. And then when you lean in to kiss her.
So we're not
Make it
touching at
confident.
first. You weren't touching at first.
No, and then you go in
Yeah.
on. I think it's after.
It's
I think I
after-
went after the first line.
Yeah.
So say the line, and then if you can embrace, and then Tom, you say the line, and then it's like a little. You kiss her first, little kiss first. Don't break away lips, and then keep it together. And it's a really kind of. Not necessarily a sexual kiss, more a sort of emotionally charged embrace.
Okay.
Got a question, Tom?
No, I think we can
See
see how it goes.
See how it goes, and then
Okay.
yeah.
So is it when after the first line, is it just they get closer, or is that actually
You move into him. You move into him. You do it like this.
Yeah.
So say the line, turn and say, remember. I want you to forget, please, and then go in, and then like that.
Okay.
And maybe put your left hand behind him and your right hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works.
Okay, lovely.
Can we move into the centre of it?
Yeah.
Great.
Turn and say, remember, I want you to forget, please.
Forget.
Sorry, can we do it again?
It's okay.
Do that again.
It's difficult with paper.
It's difficult with paper.
Just be confident, and yeah, if you keep your paper down when you go, when you said your line, you put it down. Yeah.
That's fine. I should be able to remember that line. We could just
And I was also much smaller than him, so my
Yeah.
head sort of fitted it. But
the
never
height
mind.
doesn't work.
Yeah, never mind.
Okay. Turn and say, remember, remember. They want you to forget, please.
Forget? How can I? What is it? Forget. How can I never be more? How? I can never be more far away than this.
Yeah, that's very good. Yeah.
Okay, can we try that? Can we do it again?
Tom, can you be a little bit more on the first? So if the kiss has two stages, so you come in with a kiss, and I was thinking,
Oh God.
oh my God, he's kissing me, you know?
Yeah.
And there's a slight keep in your embrace, but there's a slight pause, and then it's the real kiss.
Okay.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like this is happening, and at that moment I was just taken away in another world of emotion. Yeah. Otherwise,
Something
perfect.
after the first line. I'm just trying to- Yeah. So. Turn and say, remember, remember. They want you to forget, please.
Forget? How can I? What is it? Forget. How can I never be more? Forget. How? I can never be more far away than this.
Yeah. That's it.
Cool. Okay, great. Okay, now I'd like to run it from a bit further back. So, kind of if we could go over what the two of you were doing before the scene took place. And then
Okay.
come into the scene and then
Okay.
get back out of it. If that's it.
Offset.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's hot.
Yeah.
It's a very, very warm day, and we've been filming in the morning, but not together. I can't remember what you were doing, but I've been really quite stressed.
Okay.
I didn't think it had been going that well, and it just hadn't really been clicking. And I think that this had been on my mind. In hindsight, I probably know now. That's why I was feeling a bit funny. And so directly before the scene, we both would have been sitting down together. Yeah, 2 chairs. And I don't actually think we talked about it much, really. I think, to be honest, I was really quite het up, so I think I was just probably moaning to him and saying, oh, the day wasn't good, and I didn't feel this went right, and there's a problem with another. I was having a problem with one of my lots of women, extra kind of people, wait on Cleopatra, and I kind of didn't really understand the relationship between us, and it wasn't really working, and I didn't really feel like it. Well, these are people that are supposed to know me really well, I was supposed to know them really well, but it didn't really feel like that at all. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, but it had made me feel really stressed out, and I didn't really think it was that was coming through in the camera, and I felt like nothing had really clicked, and I was also really nervous about the fact that we were about to go into this scene, which is incredibly important. And I knew it was the first time that I was going to be close to him.
Yeah.
So it was just probably, me being a bit stressed and finding things difficult and moaning about the weather, which I don't know why it was, but it was just too warm, and there wasn't enough fans on set at all, and everyone was too hot.
Okay.
Which was really annoying. So, do you want me to come and I can play the person who came and got us to put us on set?
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah? Okay, so if you could start with, how was your morning? What have you been up to? You're one of those people who, he always was very, very good at asking lots of questions, but not always necessarily about allowing other people to ask questions about you. So you very much always led the conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and I never really realised until after the conversation how kind of powerful, you know what I mean? I immediately would have just gone, Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have shouted,
No.
obviously, but I was feeling very uptight.
Yeah.
And so if you do a bit of that, and then I'll come in and I'll play the rhyme or whoever comes to get you, and then we'll go from there. Cool? Okay. So Tom, if you start with whatever, how's today?
Busy day today.
I've had an awful morning.
Why so?
It's just awful, the scene that I'm doing with so many girls like waiting on me, and I just don't really understand what they're supposed to be. I'm supposed to know them really well, and it just wasn't coming across. It's too hot, I can't concentrate.
It's too hot.
Just one of those mornings.
Well, don't worry. I'm sure if it's that terrible, they'd make you do it again. I'm sure they're doing all right. No one's complaining from where I am.
Lunch was bloody awful.
Lunch.
Sorry to interrupt, Liz, we're actually ready to start now. So,
Okay.
is that alright? Thank you. So if you could just take your positions and central, yeah, lovely. And, so Liz, whenever you're ready.
Turn and say, remember, remember. They'll want you to forget, please.
Forget. How can I? What is it? Forget. How can I never be more? Forget. How? I can never be more far away than this.
Perfect. Really great.
Okay, brilliant. Is there a stage during it? Or
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah, now that we look at it and examine it, I think because I haven't actually seen that for ages. I think there was a moment when he kissed me in her sleep, and then it sort of stopped a second, like I talked about actually, and then suddenly I just remember thinking, this is like beyond another experience. Finally, I'm close to him, and I did completely forget that we were in a room of people, and all that. I hadn't had a good day, and I wasn't feeling great, and I wasn't feeling particularly, like I was ready to sort of be close to him in that way because I was feeling so rubbish. But then suddenly there was this amazing energy to the kiss, and I think it did change. But I never forgot. You never totally forget that ultimately you're standing on a film set. But there was a moment when I was, for the first time, taken to another kind of place.
Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, we go through when you two stand up. And, and then during the kiss, could you shout now or something?
At the moment?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. Does it have to be now or whatever?
Yeah, that's okay, so we'll go from you.
Getting in.
Going in, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, Elizabeth, Richard, we're actually ready to start now, so if you don't mind, take your positions. And then, Elizabeth, when you're ready.
Okay. Turn and say, remember, remember. They'll want you to forget, please.
Forget. How can I? What is it? Forget. How can I never be more? How? I can never be more far away than this.
About there. You can be saying it. Some people getting very real. Okay, good.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, thank you. Thanks everyone. I think that's all I needed to say. It's been very helpful.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
it's
you.
been lovely working with you, thank you.
Brilliant.
Nice to meet you.